quite a fan following online. But for those who don't know you, could you introduce yourself and give a little bit of background?
Hello, I am Marc Swint. I was the voice of Kiawe in Pokemon Sun and Moon. I am the voice of Blockman in Mega Man 11, Necalli in Street Fighter 5, Isaiah Mason in Mass Effect Paragon Lost. And I'm also a person who does lots and lots of new media stuff for the majority of my lifetime.
That's awesome. How did you find your way to memories? Like, how did you connect with this opportunity?
It's a really interesting road. One of the things that I do is I work, I ride shotgun on the writing of a show called Anime Abandoned. And 5 years ago, it's me and Bennett White. And 5 years ago, he had brought up this anthology called Memories, which was like his absolutely favorite thing, and I hadn't heard of it, even though I've been around the block multiple times. And I come from a very hard sci-fi base. Like I'm a Firefly person, an Alien person, Farscape, Star Trek. Um, and thing and survival horror, space opera, things like Dead Space, and it was something that was really interesting to me at the time. So when it kind of showed up across my desk, I went like, "Oh, that's really interesting and really cool." But I didn't really think twice about it, because at the time, I mean, every time you're auditioning, it's that you just fire it and forget it, and maybe someday somebody will drop into your inbox and go like, "Hey, you're the guy." I hadn't thought twice about it. So when I kind of got an email in the middle of the night, like, we need you to do a callback audition, like, oh, could this might actually happen? And it did. And that was like, that's always a really awesome moment for me, where I'm just like, oh my gosh, I was good enough this time. Because you're dealing with imposter syndrome all the way from beginning to end. So for me, I was like, I'm still sitting here like, should it have been me? Like, I'm here from retail, right? Like, I came from working at GameStop. I found the work that came from my passion, and where I met other passionate people, and now this is what I do. And for the times that I've done cons and I've sat on Q&As, I always say, like, where are my retail people? I'm looking at you right now. Where are my retail people? You're doing great. Like, there's something else after this if you want it. And when you start, you have to juggle that work with a part-time job, a full-time job. Am I going to give up my career to decide that I'm going to pretend for a living? And how risky that is, just by the nature of being a freelancer. So I mean, it's an amazing thing to land on Magnetic Rose. And like right behind the camera here is my retail lanyard that has all my little pieces of flair on it, and my name tags. I look at it so often, especially when I book something, and don't forget where I came from, and don't forget how lucky I am that I get to do this. Like, it's an amazing thing, and it's something that's had me advocate for the legitimacy of new media when it was having a hard time just feeling legitimate. Like, oh, you've got a channel on YouTube, that's not professional. Look at us now.
Was there any part of the short that really tripped you up? That really you just had to do a million takes on and had to really refine it?
Not particularly. Like, there were a couple of finicky parts in terms of the way that an entire crew talks to each other, because that's one of the huge things about science fiction space opera crew pieces, that sense of family, whether it's by choice or by circumstance. You're meant to be interacting with people that you've known for years, while being a person who doesn't know anybody who you're working with. They're not in the same room as you, so there's no energy there. So it's a really difficult thing sometimes to, right from the word go, get that, like, oh yeah, we're working alongside each other for years, and this character, like, he came on at this time, and this character doesn't wash all the time, and this guy's always naked. In voiceover, it's an interesting thing, because if you reel it back to Alien, where Ridley Scott had built the entirety of the Nostromo on a soundstage. So it wasn't about like, oh, we'll go to stage A and stage B, and that's how it's going to go. It's that all of the Nostromo, in terms of the most common places, were all built, put together, and that was meant to make all of the actors feel like, make the set feel more tangible, make them feel like they're in this place, and make them feel claustrophobic. Neither here nor there about the big story about the chest burster scene. Like, all Alien fans know it, and it's totally not cool.
Ava, uh, the guy that she was after in her past life was a guy named Carlo Rambaldi.
Mm.
Carlo Rambaldi was the special effects director on Alien. He won an Oscar for it.
Oh, come on. Like, that's, I mean, that's awesome. That is Quizzo level deep cut. That is the sort of thing that wins you the game for the night, or makes you take an Uber home.
Was there any specific like subgenre or even something that you mentally referenced when you were in the booth, or how you helped kind of craft the character?
Like, as far as thinking about it from the audition to the first day of recording, like, Alien is always going to be my go-to. That's what got me through the audition, and then working actually directly on it from scene to scene. Every frame tells you everything that you need to know. Like, nothing in Magnetic Rose is by accident. With Heinz, he's a guy who just decided to fall back into his work, because it's like, it's so long as he's busy, he's not thinking about loss, about what he's lost. That's a hurting blue collar kind of a guy who's coping in an unhealthy but productive way, where it's like, it doesn't, like, you know what, like, it doesn't matter, like, it doesn't matter that this thing happened to me. It's like, so long as I could do my job and kind of go to sleep at night, that's enough, right? It has to be enough.
We had such a hard time finding someone to voice Heinz, because there was a lot of specificity with that character. I'm very happy that we were able to find someone that was able to balance that, kind of slightly blue collar, but still had to, have a decent education to get into space, obviously, but also kind of a workaday kind of guy, but also damaged to the point of kind of shut off. That's really hard to do with voice work, wouldn't you say?
The big DMZ is always, like, it can never just be happy, sad, mad, glad, and afraid. Like, every actor hopes that, like, I hope that I get something that I can really sink my teeth into, something I'm not going to sleepwalk through. Because, I mean, like, with something that's, more comedy style, let's say, I mean, like, there's a lot of subtlety that can be found in comedy, but it's, the first thing is where it lives is in the writing. And then, you just gotta, in terms of performance, there's still a lot that you have to do to make it land, but the landing strip is pretty broad. Drama, it's not broad at all, and the landing strip is short.
I do have to say, like, this is one of my top 5 dubs ever made. And I'm not just saying that because I produced the damn thing. Uh, it's like, I cannot believe how great this turned out. Any final thoughts for people who've just seen the dub and, hopefully enjoyed it?
Well, I hope you like it. I hope you like all of it. I know that Mike Pollock probably sounds amazing in it, because he's amazing in everything. Uh, I once said,
True.
I seriously once said on Twitter that whatever it is you're auditioning for, however good an actor you think you are, Mike Pollock will come in, steal your lunch, eat it in front of you, go in, audition, book it, and laugh all the way to the bank. That's how good Mike Pollock is. But yeah, I hope everybody enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed this sit down, this very clear reasoning as to why it is you don't see me in interviews too often.
Stop it. This was great, actually. I'm so happy you could join us for this. And but you're actually the only actor that unfortunately I'm going to have time to include in the post show.
Oh no!
You're the lead in the the big tent pole of the feature. Obviously, or if I am only gonna have time to talk to one, it's gonna be you. That's
No, this has been super great. I'm honored. I'm honored to be in Magnetic Rose at all. I am honored to be Heinz. Thank you so much, and thank you to the audience for supporting these dubs that for films that weren't made yesterday.
Well, thank you for joining us, and thank you for bringing your A game to this one. We really, really appreciate it.
No problem. Have a good night, everybody.